Okay, hey everybody, welcome to this evening's stream. This evening we're going to be taking a look at some of the new Mechanical Revolution assets while kind of jumping back into some game development. It's been a little while because obviously we've done a lot of kind of promotional streams of various things. It's been a little while since we just jumped in and made a game. So this is a little idea I've been sort of sat on for a few days now, just trying to sort of scope it out and plan it out a little bit. So we're going to jump in and start making it. As always, we're always happy to hear from chat in terms of feedback or thoughts or kind of ideas, and we'll kind of build it up as a general group effort together. So I'm joined by Ed and Adam tonight. So if you guys want to say hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
Cool. Okay, so I think we're all good on sound. As always, let us know if there's any issues with the sort of audio levels and stuff like that. But I think we're all pretty good. So I think what we'll do is we'll basically just jump straight in. Let's go across. We're going to do this from the adventure, and I think this is going to be the best one to start from. We're probably going to change quite a lot of it. It's going to be fairly sort of custom. Might end up being a bit of a code-heavy stream, but we'll see. We'll try and break it up a bit. But this is a really good starter game to go from if you're looking for things like a day-night cycle. There's the sort of the resource side of it, collection of pickups. There's the inventory's already there. There's the shop if you wanted to shop. Not sure we're going to need to shop, but we'll see. Let's go in here. I'm going to call this the machine. Oops. Oh, that wrong. Let's try that again. Okay, the machine. Okay, we'll just go with the standard image for now, and we'll probably do a different one later on. So the idea of this game is essentially it's kind of like a survival game is what I'm thinking. It's going to be a group effort to survive as long as possible. So it's not like a competitive game. It's kind of very much a co-op game is the idea. There's going to be a few things we need to think about. Players joining should make it difficult. The more players in there, the more difficult it should be as a group, that sort of thing. And yeah, so basically the concept is the machine is something that's keeping the players alive. It's like a machine that is building the resources that are fueling a furnace, which keeps the warmth up, which keeps us alive. We're going to probably set this in like a wintry, a colder, cooler environment. And the idea there is kind of, something we like to do quite often is a bit of like an asset pack mashup. So obviously we've got quite a lot of winter assets. So it'd be quite cool to maybe mix some of those up. See the wintry mountains already appearing. That's pretty cool. So yeah, we're going to go for sort of a Mechanical Revolution set in like a wintry apocalyptic type thing. So yeah, that's kind of the rule set. And the idea is the players will go out and collect items and then bring that back to fuel the machine that will basically keep the furnace alive and running. If the furnace depletes, then the players lose, whether that's they start to lose health or if they just all get killed. We'll kind of, I guess we can address that as we go along. So Ed was going to do some kind of world building, I think, Ed?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I'm going to be working on some of the area outside the safe hub. There's going to be a safe hub in the middle, and then we're going to have an environment around the outside, and I'm going to do some just environment building around there, places that are interesting to explore and find resources to then bring back to the base.
Cool. And then Adam, I think you were just going to kind of help me building out mechanics and stuff. So what sort of stuff do you think you're going to look at?
So I think the first thing is going to be the kind of resource bank logic. So an area that players can enter once they've picked up some of the resources from the wilderness and kind of deposit them, which will feed the machine, I guess. And then the next part to do is obviously create the pickups that you need to find to fuel the machine. Might do those in the other order. Might make more sense. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. So part of this is like a package that I've sorted out on the live game today, and it's like a production line that we should be able to use. So essentially, the idea is I'm going to use that to get it to sort of start pumping through materials and stuff. So I'll show you that package when we get to that part. But so that should be a pretty useful package for people to just start using, to kind of build machine that does quite interesting things. So it can take an item, it can then go through our machine, change what the item looks like. So I'll show you how it's all set up when we get to that part. Right. So
I did just have a realization, Russ. I was on Stadia, but we've got that slight problem at the moment, haven't we, with the copy and pasting things too much.
Yes,
And
yeah.
mine's going to be quite code heavy, so I'm going to switch to PC.
Gotcha. Cool. I can share this with you, can't I? Get in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's shared with you. But yeah, there's a bit of a nasty bug. We are aware of it, and I'm pretty sure it's it's fairly high up the priority in terms of getting it fixed and sorted. So bear with us on that one. If you do notice some issues, kind of once you've copied and pasted something in to the Stadia build, you potentially I noticed it earlier as well. Something to do with hitting control, and it was just spamming loads of stuff everywhere. It's a bit of a nightmare, but yeah, hopefully it's one that we can resolve pretty swiftly. But pretty sure the Epic build, the PC build, is unaffected. So I imagine this is something to do, obviously, with the specific nature of sort of cloud gaming and Stadia and the way that we interface with the clipboard and all that sort of stuff. But right, okay. So this is probably going to be a kind of biggish level. Trying to gauge how big the center bit. So the idea is that the main center area is kind of inside a ring, so there's almost like where the safe zone's cut off from the rest of it, and that's kind of the general feel we're going for here. See that? Is that the way to go? Maybe we just treat this starter plate as the main center area, or do we think that's too big?
I'm wondering if it's too big. I'm just setting up some bridges because we want the bridges there. We could easily move the bridges inwards. I've set it up already with a locator so that we can move and shift things quite easily as much as we want.
Cool. Let's do an add. So I'm thinking something like this. Might be a bit small, but so essentially what we'd have is like a tower space in this center area, and that's where the furnace is and the machine is and everything that's kind of keeping the world going. I think this might work, and then we can extrude out the sides here, sort of create our bigger open environment. So the other thought I had for this, and I don't know if you guys want to sort of input on this at all, or what sort of chat's preference would be, but I was wondering about doing this from when you're exploring, you're in the sort of fixed camera, the orbit camera, and when you're in the home bit, because that's probably a bit tighter corridors and stuff, it could switch back to an action camera.
Okay, yeah, it's probably something I could manage.
Because the reason I say that is I feel like if you do a fixed orbit camera, you can sell an environment being so much bigger than it actually is, because you've got that fixed perspective and you're searching. If you're in action camera, you can kind of see the horizon, you can see how far away everything is. But if you're in that kind of fixed orbit cam, you can very easily disguise a slightly smaller level as being actually very vast and harder to explore, which kind of feels like it fits.
Here's an even crazier idea. What if it wasn't quite a fixed orbit camera, but it always rotated towards the center, so you could never really see the edge?
It is crazy.
It is crazy.
But it could be interesting.
I want to try it.
I mean, yeah, we can try it. Feel free to add that as a list.
Well, it would be a little bit like that old obby game I made up the tower, wouldn't it? Whatever that was called. I can't remember.
The monolith, I want to say.
Yeah, that one. Be a bit like that.
Have a little play. So I'm just going to make it clumpy snow, or just normal snow. I think we can decorate with the clumpy snow.
So I'm creating some sort of a resource bank.
Yeah, so a way to basically get back to base and deposit all of this stuff. dealing with death, perhaps. I mean, how are you going to be killed? I'm wondering, the danger is like a temperature system, so you kind of need to stay warm. Whether that's finding fires out in the wilderness, or essentially you're just coming, the longer that you're out of the home space, the more damage you're taking over time from temperature, that sort of stuff. And then if you die out in the wilderness, you get respawned at the middle, but you've lost everything you were carrying.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows I love my sort of risk reward.
Oh yeah.
Mechanics. I feel like that works, because then it's like if you die, you're not out of the game, but essentially everything you had is gone and your efforts that day are lost. So we are going to use a day-night cycle. So that's going to kind of fit into like the scoring in a way. Is like, when the team inevitably loses, it's gonna. I'm thinking what we could do is record for all of those people their high score, which is what day they got to. Although people could join mid-round and they get a bit of a leg up, as someone could play it for the first time and suddenly end up with a score of like 13 days or something. But it's a tricky one to I mean, maybe it's that they would get a point for every day that they.
Yeah, I was going to say you could make it just them, because then they want to help, but they've got the incentive to play another round after, so they can like start from fresh.
Yeah.
So each day gets harder. So the machine burns fuel faster each day? Or there's less fuel?
I think, we obviously need some sort of modifier that runs on the day, but I'm imagining it's more that the machine is essentially hungrier each day, so it needs more stuff. And I'm also imagining, and this is all kind of stretch goal stuff, or maybe different streams, but the machine requires certain things on certain days. So it's like today, when you go out, like you could have a bank of like 10 nuts and bolts, 6 pieces of wood and some apples, but the machine today requires pineapples and bananas. So actually you need to go out and find those things instead. So it's not just about finding as many items as you can, but it's about finding the specific things that it needs on that day. You might get lucky and find a day that you've already got everything you need in the bank, so you can fuel the machine, you're good, and then you spend the day scavenging for whatever else. Like, I think there's a mechanic there which is quite cool.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a stretch goal.
I'm going to throw some fog in. I just want to sort of test like the idea of what I'm thinking. So you've sort of got close fog fall off. So it's like this. So the surface is fairly fog free, but then obviously down in the depths, it's almost like we're high up some sort of area.
Who made this central circle? Because it's not very aligned.
I mean,
Make me sad.
Did it? I did the big circle, and then without moving the gizmo, made a smaller circle.
But the big circle wasn't in the middle.
Oh no! And I have just extruded out the edges, because you can't position the shape gizmo anymore. So it does get a bit tricky.
Wait, I'll have a go.
I'm sure you'll manage it. Cool. Right, what was I going to do? Scroogle says if you overfeed the machines that carry over to the next day. I don't know. See, this is the sort of mechanic we need to think about. That I think when we start getting the code in, that's the sort of thing that's gonna start to make sense. I saw a few people referring to Frostpunk. I've not actually played Frostpunk, but yeah, looking at the screenshots, I've got some screenshots on my phone here with my plan, and that's very much the sort of vibe I'm thinking of. Cool. So done that. Right, let's start working on this furnace stuff and how we're going to want that working. So I'm essentially imagining like a conveyor belt that goes like through a process, and sort of items end up in the furnace.
Yeah, hopefully that middle bit's a bit more centralized now.
Thank you. Okay. Probably going to do it as a square. Squares are a bit easier to work with. Okay, so probably, yeah, like a square with an entrance on the four corners, or the four sides, sorry, so that kind of, whichever direction you come in from, you'll be able to get back in. Make it square.
Do you want equal chances of all items spawning? Maybe we'll go for that for now.
Yeah, I think so. Keep it straightforward.
As a stretch goal, we could change that.
Yeah, I'm certainly imagining this is going to take longer than one stream, so it could be one of those things that we could work on for the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's something we can keep coming back to.
So in terms of items spawning, do they only spawn during the day, or should they just spawn constantly, which means when there's a night you get a few more ready by the daytime?
Yeah, I think they should always be there. Perhaps we could look to do like a thing where at night it's a little bit more sort of dangerous. So perhaps you can still go out and scavenge at night, but you've got to be quicker and faster, and essentially can't go as far. Something like that.
Yep. Oh, right. So you only need to fuel the machine at night.
Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? As I say, there's a lot of questions to still answer here in terms of how it mechanically works.
Well, the day-night cycle could be a stretch goal, and we just have it so you have to constantly feed into the machine.
I feel there's no reason why you couldn't feed the machine at night, unless you were sort of pretending that your characters were sleeping at night. Which you're not doing, because you're going out looking for resources at night. So if there are people there, then they are able to feed the machine, I would guess.
Unless the idea is it's like you get back to the base. Like if you're out in the day, you've got to get back to the base ASAP, because at night you're going to start taking damage. And then once everyone's back at the base, like the next day can start. So it just skips forward. It's a bit like, in Minecraft when everyone goes to sleep. Like it just progresses to the next. It's that sort of thing. So you're safe in the day. At night you're in danger, and you've got to get back to base with your stuff to fuel the machine. And if you, maybe it's a case if you have to fuel the machine by the end of the day, otherwise you fail. I don't know. Because I guess there's a couple of mechanics here, isn't there? There's like the constant freezing side of it, or there's the fact maybe that's the way to do it. It's not that it's like a constant, you got to keep the furnace alive, but it's like you've got to finish the day's collection before a certain time. So you're safe in the day, and then basically to kind of accelerate things, at night you start taking damage, and then if you take too long at night, you're going to lose as a team.
No, you've lost me now.
Lost you? Okay. During the day, you're safe. You're collecting materials because you know what you need to find to keep the machine alive today. And it's saying, today I want 10 bananas and 6 apples. So you need to find 10 bananas and 6 apples as a team. Whether you got them banked up or whether you kind of find them today doesn't matter. At night, you start taking damage outside the safe area. And essentially, you will die if you don't if you stay out in the danger area. And if as a team you haven't found enough stuff by like midnight, for example, you've lost. So it's like each day you're trying to basically find the things that keep the machine running.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Whether you've banked them up and you know, if you bank them up and you're good for that day, then that's fine. Like you can just fuel the machine first thing in the morning, and then you're good. You're safe for that day. You've passed that day, and you can spend the rest of the day just gathering more stuff. And then the next challenge comes in, and like each day it could get harder and harder. So it might be that by like day 10, you need to find 6 different types of item. You know, that's the way that we can modify the difficulty.
Okay, so you can bank everything you collect.
Mm-hmm.
Then someone has to take it from the bank to the machine.
Yeah.
Because it will say I need 4 apples and 2 bananas or whatever it needs that day. So you have to take those from the bank to the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And if it gets to a certain point in the day and you haven't like given the machine what it needs, then that's when you lose.
Yep.
Everyone following? I think that's good. I think that makes sense. In practice, it might, be horrible and not work, but we'll have to see. Okay, so I've got a furnace up there. I'm going to grab my package here. So if you search the community tab for working production line, this is one that I've sort of put together on different internal builds. You might have seen it this is the one we use in the trailers and things like that. It's a little bit complicated. There's a few things that I'd perhaps need to write up a guide for, but I'm going to, I guess, vaguely talk through it here. As I say, I want to kind of focus on the game itself today, but what you essentially get out of this package is a production line example. Let's drag here. Okay, so this example is quite big. I can make it a bit smaller. Yeah. Let's just go this way around. Okay, and what we get, let me just jump to a solo preview. And I'll show you what this comes with. But the idea is the scripts and everything you get with this package should allow you to kind of put together your own production lines. The idea being an item will spawn at the start, and as it passes through triggers, the mesh associated with the item will change. So it's not actually spawning and despawning the item. It's just kind of changing the mesh it looks like. So it's a little bit limited. But the pieces are there for you to essentially take what you like. You can alter things however you see fit. So what we'll see is this silver ball sort of appear at the side. That's going to pass through this oven. What's happening is as the item hits certain points of the conveyor belt, it's telling the machine associated with the conveyor belt, whether to do certain things. So you can see the light comes on, the flame plays, and it changes the mesh associated with it. The steam keeps playing at the top. Smoke out the top. So it's all driven by, as things get through various parts of the machine, you'll see various kind of outcomes and effects. The conveyor belt is all kind of worked out. So you essentially tell each conveyor belt which belt is next in the chain. And then once you start, you tell it how long you want the whole process to take. And I've worked out in this case, it takes exactly 73 seconds or something to get, all the way along. There's definitely different ways, perhaps better ways to do this, but this was just the way that I kind of figured this would work. And then essentially what you end up with is a tin that goes in here, gets boxed, and goes through the sort of magic portal air conditioning corner at the end. So I'm going to use this to essentially be the machine, and then have somewhere that you kind of deposit things, and then just have an animation essentially playing, creating something that's fueling the furnace. So that's what we're working with.
Oh,
What's up?
Oh, what's up?
Oh,
I think I've just dropped out of the game. Oh, where am I?
Try not to do that.
You're back here? It was weird. As soon as I travelled back from the solo preview server, you said oop.
Yeah, I am now back in the game, but yeah, that was a bit weird.
Well, if you're back in now, we're all good.
We're all good.
It's fine. No, I'm good.
Okay,
I
so
am good.
just this. So I'm not bothered about that machine. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I can essentially hook this up to be that when an item gets to the end of this, it's going to open the door and we see it go in the furnace, and that, you know, might be quite a nice little touch. For that, let's just make all this a bit shorter. So I want the oven piece up and start. Let's get rid of these trees and things. Okay. Right, instead of an oven there, could we change? Maybe we just get rid of that. Right, so what we essentially end up with is the saw. So the saw does something. The arms do something, goes in there. Let's swap the saw and the assembly line piece. So that, I mean, that's the kind of, hopefully the idea that works quite well with this package is it is kind of just a drag and drop, like clip together, and then you can just make sure the conveyor belts all point in the right direction, and obviously they all link to the right one. Okay, so I think if this gets changed to a roller, widen it. Here. This one was at the edge. And okay, something like that, and then we can have another belt, which is one of the other templates. I think maybe not. Maybe I'm being. In fact, no, it's not actually. I remember why. Okay, that's there. So we can do something that basically drops an item on here, then we see it go through. Something like that to tidy it up. Okay, but let's go through and make this work. So it comes with a production line top, and all this needs. This is where you kind of specify, you know, how fast the thing at the start spawns, how long it should take, where the start conveyor is. So where should the item start from? And you can go through from here and just have a look at setting up various things. So, you know, what event should fire when an item reaches the start of this conveyor belt? What should happen when you get to the end of it? Things like that. Okay. So if we go to here, we can see the next belt. So I need to know which belt this item wants to pass an item to. So we just drag in all that makes sense. You can click the two little arrows here, and that's going to take you to the next belt. And then essentially it's a really nice way of just following the chain. So I can see that this belt thinks it's going to the one over there. Well, that's now my start belt apparently. So let's change that. That one. Okay, so that should be the whole loop complete. What do we want here? Let's add an animation script to that furnace door. Okay, no, let's do a different one. So that animation script was kind of specific to the production line, but in this case, I think let's create a new one that kind of works. What we want to with the doors there. You can see a big skyscraper appearing in the background. I guess that's your handiwork, Ed.
Yeah, well, it's sort of a car park crazy construction thing. I don't really know how it's going to work out, but it's going to be a good place to explore and find some cool things in.
We do have the
package.
The package that maybe that might be quite a cool thing to like just import and basically break down and like ice up.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think that'd be quite cool.
Making stuff.
You do you.
AJ says, Ed, you should make a huge car park, and then I wrote it down. That's the plan, right?
That is kind of the plan, yeah.
Okay, so we want a on activate self get entity play animation of our activate animation is, and then we'll do the same on a deactivate. Okay, and then what we can do is we can essentially hook this up that inside, so it's going to travel from that locator inside on that locator, and we can say this belt have the next one. The important thing here actually is on the end of the belt. If you check destroy item at end, that will basically, when it gets to the very end, it's just going to destroy that entity. As I say, this is by no means a perfect way of doing the system. I'm sure there's much smarter ways that can start to like connect things together, or use object pooling, and there's a lot of different ways you could approach this sort of problem. So I'd be really interested to see what sort of things people are working on. Okay, on item at start, furnace door is going to activate, and on item at end, furnace door is going to deactivate. So we should see it open when the item gets this conveyor belt and close at the end. Let's have a look at our items. So production item. So this is what we start with. Chrome ball. Let's do that as a wooden ball. The wooden ball goes through the roller, which has this mesh swap trigger in it. Change effect. Let's do impact wood and the new meshes. So it can be a random selection of meshes. In this case, I want it to be the wood plank. Is wooden plank. And then when we get to the store, oh no, that was the store. Right, okay, let's try a different thing. So I don't want tins, I want impact wood, and the new mesh wants to be wooden plank. And for this one, I want the similar sort of thing. So wooden plank, but I want the cut version. Fresh cut wooden plank. Okay, let's see how that looks. Okay, so we'd need. I think what I need to work on next, the next main big thing would be the I just remembered something. Would be getting basically how to like add stuff into the machine. So while you're handling the deposit and collection side, I'll handle the actually like putting the right things in the right machine.
Yep. Haven't got to that yet. I'm handling the well, the collection side, I guess. I'm handling the pickups themselves. Although that's not bad as an MVP, is it, to have things that you can collect and just keep in your own inventory and then deposit, and then we'll work out the banking system.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, I think that makes sense actually. Just get something that we can test.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about fueling the machine? Is it just a case of probably just interacting with the thing, and if you've got what it needs, it will take it from you.
Yeah, because that's all the bank's going to be. It's like a middleman, isn't it? You deposit it and then you have to pick it back up. So
Yeah.
might as well just have the logic on there to work out what you're holding and take it.
Cool. Okay, this kind of works. So we see a wooden ball up here. So the machine can be giving us these wooden balls essentially, and these are what keeps us alive. And then this little production line is essentially flattening them into planks. They need to sort out a couple of locators by the looks of it, and then they get put into sort of fresh versions. Right, cool. I'm happy with that. I'll do a little bit of playing with the locator position, but I think that's all good. Right, I need to make that spawn because we keep getting right in the middle there.
Wooga has some strange ideas. AJ,
Yep.
you should build a giant AJ in Crayta with a little AJ controlling his brain like a giant robot.
That'd be pretty funny actually. It's a pretty fun build.
A giant version of exactly your avatar.
Yeah, I can say maybe not specifically AJ, but like a build a person robot with a little person driving it. Crayta, pretty fun.
Actually, I wonder if you could do that with a set of timelines and sort of pressure pads inside its head. Put a player inside a big robot. And then you have to run around on different pressure pads. Game idea. Someone can steal that. You are very welcome. Prize fund is coming your way.
Okay, so machine-wise, depositing.
It's so annoying when you build something and you think you've done your maths right, but things don't quite connect.
Did Scrooger Wigger just say thanks for the idea, Russ? Thanks for the idea, Russ.
Definitely my idea, right? I think you're getting trolled.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking deposit stuff into the hopper. Maybe this will be a stretch goal, but maybe like what you actually deposit like flings off your body and lands down in the hopper. Like pretty fun, quite satisfying. And then the system rewards you with a or machine rewards you with a wooden ball to go down, fuel the furnace.
I think there's a couple of questions in chat about getting stuff pushed along the conveyor belt, but I don't think it sort of automatically works like that with physics or anything, does it? It's pretty much just an animation of the texture on the conveyor belt.
Yeah, so the conveyor belts themselves, yeah, it's just I say it's just the sort of texture rolling around. Right. That's the new start. I'm going to start if I can have it. Do it properly. Right. Okay, so the production line header needs new start.
Could you make it push the player somehow? Might be kind of tricky with the player. I don't know if you can use lots of little launches or just set their position every frame, but it might conflict with the player trying to set their own position. You can certainly make it move meshes
Yeah.
by having like a trigger on it that's got a script that detects any meshes that go into it and just moves them along until they're not in it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm imagining you'd have to have like a trigger box like on top of the conveyor belt, and it's almost like when you enter that trigger, you could ragdoll the player or do some funny stuff like that, but it wouldn't push them unless you launched them in the direction of the conveyor. Would definitely be fun for some people to try that out though. Like I'd be well up for watching people try that. Okay. There, we could maybe stick one short walkway on that. Long one.
Let's confess that I have absolutely no idea how cars would get through this car park, but players can.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. It's a little bit tight. If you make things to the right scale, it would be just enormous and crazy. I'm just trying to make a skyscraper that can have hidden things in it and just be fun to look at and find things in. So, yeah.
Yeah, is it going to work with a fixed camera? I guess building searching is going to need to be action cam, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe that makes things a bit easier anyway. Or again, maybe we have like some swaps your perspective when you get to a building. Might be a bit pukey, but see.
Well, it could all just be smashed down into ruins. That's fine. I've got the pieces in place that you can stick together into a big car park. And then we could just take them out and ruin them. Cover them in snow and...
I'm doing that thing that I always tell people not to do, and I'm just getting really carried away on the details. avoiding all the hard stuff.
Yeah, that's my problem too. Yeah, we need to do more with this environment, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can always come back and add more to these templates. So I will start doing some things with the surrounding environment.
Cool. Yeah, lots of, I imagine, dead wintry trees and stuff.
Yeah. I'll do some growing with the snow voxels and ice voxels, and then do dead trees and things like that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Deposit. So there'd be like a trigger that you interact with, and that's going to basically be where you put stuff in. So let's think about script for this. That's not, well, nearly 10 to 8 already. Size. Okay. Machine deposit script. Let me just rename that. Might be mad. Okay. So keep it simple. I guess we just, rather than changing what it needs every day, we'll just work into that. So is that a meat grinder for the player to jump into? Yeah, that's a last resort. Maybe you could have it so if you didn't find the resources, you nominate one person on the team to basically feed themselves to the machine. Get turned into little wooden balls to be. That took a turn. Right.
Oh, I see.
Okay, this will be item of type template. And that'll be an array container. Okay, so I'll do that in a minute. Right, so when a player interacts with this, a couple of things that need to happen. We need to probably just get the player's inventory, loop through, see if they've got what matches, and take all of the stack. Or maybe just take one off each time, because you might want to only put a couple of things in. Scrooger says that's a great idea. Cool. Okay. We'll see. Maybe that'll be a stretch goal. What's going to do? Okay, so let's get the user to start with.
Item spawner script on player collect item. Doesn't look like I've been doing anything yet, does it?
I don't know. I haven't looked hard enough, but I assume that was you admitting to not having done much.
I've kind of dozed off for the last however long, 50 minutes. Hope you guys have done some code around spawning things.
Well, not quite.
What's going on?
I think I'm hoping a little bit of sarcasm.
Yeah, that was sarcasm.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Indeed. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to do this slightly differently. Rather than looping through the players, rather than looping through their inventory, I'm going to loop through the items and check if their inventory has the item. I think that makes more sense. Oh,
Wow, that's some terrifying alien screams.
alien! Oh, what in the sounds?
Yeah,
I was like, what are you on about? Alien screams.
that's horrible. I'll use that and then change it later when we realise where it's used. Okay, I'm not good at choosing sound assets.
Genuinely perturbed. You're crying.
Sort of laugh crying at some of these sounds.
User inventory script. Right, so find item for template or empty item. Different, find item for template, that's what I want. So basically, this is a really useful function on the inventory script if you ever want to check if the player is holding something. Pass it a template, and this will either return you something, which is the item kind of slot in the inventory, the item being a table containing the amount of the item and the template. So you can call this, and this will either return that little item table or nil. So it's a good way of learning kind of if they've got something and also how much of that thing. So find item for template, and we're going to check our item 1 if that's not equal to nil, then item equals. In fact, let's do this slightly smarter.
We have a apple and a banana collectible in case you need to use templates.
Cool. So if what we got, that temporary variable, isn't nil, then we assign it to our item and break basically gets us out of this for loop. If we get to here and item, so if I guess I'll do it properly. If item is not equal to nil, then we found item to deposit. Else, I guess alert the user. So we'll just say user center scripts. Okay, no item to deposit message. I keep typing the wrong couch. I think my keyboard's flipped into some sort of US layout or something different because all of my normal key presses have changed.
Hold Windows key and press space.
That's a thing.
Changes like your language
you.
setting.
Oh, lifesaver. People watching might have noticed I keep putting like the wrong character all the time. Yeah, that's on it. Thank you. Learn something new every day. Okay, we found an item to deposit. So here we can say have a new function which is going to handle the depositing.
Okay, Ed, you'll see some circus balls. Those are the placeholder meshes for my spawn points. You can add spawn points at some point, but maybe not just yet.
Sure. I see you flying around. I see you flying around.
It is. This is me.
I'm just doing some sculpting.
some point I should probably see if my script works.
Well, I'm not a million miles away, I don't think, from trying something. So maybe we'll get to a point where we can test it all in one go. Hopefully, like in the next 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Marat asked, what is the idea of the game? What should be done? Do you want to explain it, Russ? Or
Very good question. I'll see if I can remember, because I feel like we've changed it on the fly like 100 times. But the idea is basically, that looking really cool, Ed. The idea is we're all players trying to fuel a machine, and the machine is essentially fueling a furnace, which is keeping everybody alive. The game ends if you don't satisfy the needs of the machine on a given day, so it's going to have a day-night cycle. The idea being that players have to go and explore the wilderness, find the items to bring back. If they take too long and it gets to night time, they'll start to freeze, and if they hit a certain point, they will all basically be killed and the game ends. So it's kind of a cooperative game where the group need to keep going out into the wilderness, find as many items as possible, keep the machine happy, keep the days ticking over. There's a few things we'd like to add, like a deposit system, so you can kind of keep a big community store of things. It'd be interesting to see how long as a community like you could keep the server going for. Keep it alive. Like I could almost imagine you'd hit a point, obviously depending on how it's balanced, but maybe you could have like, you know, a US team hand it over to a European team, do like the night shift and like just keep a server going. Like the retention on this game could be really quite high. And obviously if it's all tied into the activities and stuff, it could be a really, really quite fun little source of kind of gathering XP. Okay, what was in here? So we want to set target. So I hope that answers the question. Kind of a rough. There's a lot of like little kind of details here that we'd still need to work out, and obviously if there's any suggestions in chat, you know, we're always happy to have thoughts and ideas and kind of build this as a big group. Set target. So this is going to be
test
somewhere else. Sorry, you're going to test. You're going to go solo preview.
my stuff. I'm just going to go solo preview. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, on item deposit, we can set our property, filter properties, items deposited. So we add one to that. So we've, you know, essentially we're saying we've added one more. We could shout all users to say that this person's done something. Shout out to everybody else but the person who did the depositing.
Ooh, no errors in my code. Oh, that's because it's not doing anything. Oh, that's because I forgot to write it.
Oh my. Oh, everything
that's because
broke.
I haven't logged on yet.
Yeah, everything broke. Oh, why did it break? Oh, because I didn't write it. Oh, did it break if it was never existed?
No.
I'm placing buildings willy-nilly right now. So obviously I've not done any QA. I don't know if these buildings are even accessible, but they look cool at the moment. So we'll find out when we do the preview whether we can get to these places. But hopefully they will be good places to hide some of the resources that we're going to use to get the game going.
I know you've done it properly and you've done it all as templates anyway, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm assuming right, yeah? You've definitely done it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've done it properly. Yeah. Yes, teacher.
Cool.
Oh, that trail is not working how I'd expected. Ah! Oh my god.
Okay.
What did I tell you about the sound effects I'd chosen? I'm gonna leave it. You'll enjoy that.
Okay, I should hear it if I've got my setup right. I should hear it through my TV. If not, that'll be a fun thing to come back to.
Gosh.
Chat and people watching will definitely hear it. So. Okay, item name is item.template script property. Item deposited by user. So that's going to say who deposited what. Everybody else. What else do we need? We need a check. If self.property items deposited is greater than, in fact, no, just 2. Our target.
What's the inventory? Do you know what property the inventory view script looks for to display an image? Guess I'll find. Oh, icon asset. Okay.
Icon asset, yeah. And then there's a few little other things. I think the best package to look at for that, I think, is just the inventory package. The way it gets the icons for the inventory.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm using.
Okay.
I just want to know what I'd needed to call the property.
Oh,
and
I
what
see.
property
For it
type
to get it.
Yeah, because I'm not using the standard pickup script. I'm writing my own.
The property type is just asset.
Oh, just asset. Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is. And that's when you get the grayed out box that you can only drag into.
Yeah. Okay, that for the Apple. And
Ekarok, yeah, saying 24 players taking 1 hour shifts to keep the server alive indefinitely. It's like you've got your shift to literally keep the machine fueled. Like it's quite an interesting approach that, in theory, I guess people could.
Feed the baby.
Sounds like that desert bus game that Sean told me about recently.
Oh yeah, the one where you got to keep it on every so often. It like starts to veer off the road, and you've got to keep it straight.
Yeah, for an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, it's a big charity game.
Is that the Penn and Teller one?
Yeah, that one.
The drive to Vegas.
And apparently about 6 hours in, a bug hits the windscreen. You need to do something.
Like flick a button to like wipe it off or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so items I can deposit are, let's have a look here. Collectible banana, collectible apple.
Yes.
Cool.
I can make more if you want, but
Yeah, that'll do as testing. I guess we want to make perhaps slightly more like on theme things, like nuts and bolts and gears and things, rather than.
If you want to be boring about it. Yes, we do want to change them. Just so you know, Apple is like the base one, so the others inherit from it. So if you need to change something fundamentally about a collectible, change it on Apple.
So right, we've got a quick decision to make. On the player template, we are in orbit mode, but we're just going to switch to an action cam for now, we think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I missed that.
That's okay.
So I built the car parks. They need the action cam, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Not a problem. We can always change things around later if we need to. As I say, maybe it's like a outside you're in orbit cam, when you're inside you're in action cam. So it's something like that.
Each floor of the car park is actually a separate template, and they could actually be made invisible based on where you are. Possibly.
Oh, and are you offering to code that, Ed?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Because I don't want to.
I'll do that. About 4 years from now, I'll do that.
Well volunteered.
Wow, that is a really over the top effect. Oh well. Ah! Why did I get 4 bananas for that?
You're awesome.
Okay, so in theory, let's just check through the logic. So first we need to make sure this is interactable. Okay, so when I interact, I'm going to get the user, I'm going to loop through all of the items it's checking for. If I find one, I'm going to break out, I'm going to deposit it. Essentially, you know, if you've got 3 apples and it wants 3 apples, you'll have to interact 3 times. But I think as a kind of deposit loop, that's quite satisfying, you know, to run up and start mashing interact and watching things appear. Obviously, I'll do as a stretch goal. Okay, so that's what else we've got here? Adventure. Should be a time of day script.
Oops. That got hidden. That got hidden. That got hidden.
I've just set a day-night cycle going for a minute, just to get an idea of how that might look. So you might want to override your settings if you're working on something.
Ah, that's cool. Oh, the fog works really well.
Yeah. Need a fire in here.
Oh yeah, I've still got all my stuff in my inventory because the inventory saves automatically, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess we'd want to change that.
That is definitely not the right noise.
I'm good for a preview if you wanted to do it as a group next time.
Yeah, just give me like 2 minutes
Yeah.
to fix some issues.
Yeah, these buildings look really cool, Ed. Like it.
Cool, thank you. I'm just adding
Why?
some lights to them during night time.
Why did I never get the apple? Hmm.
Oh, I'll tell you what I need to do. I need to change this. So I'm going to change this to not be auto run. So now it's not just going to automatically spawn something, but instead that's going to be driven by this. So I guess what I'd need, or ideally what I'd have is an event on item deposit. So I can say self.properties on item deposit send.
Oh, that's why. Dot inventory script. There we go.
Okay, so that's hooked up. So now when we deposit an item, we should see a wooden ball get sent down the chain into the furnace. Yeah, I'm good to preview if you are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready
Yep.
to preview it yet?
Yeah,
World's starting to look quite cool.
That fire effect's really cool. That spawn effect.
Oh yeah.
It's lovely.
Okay, so no production running, which is good. Yeah, this is going to be really quite cool, I think. Pardon the pun. So So, it's a banana. I have 2 bananas.
Do you have your sound on, or?
I didn't hear it then, no.
Oh, I did.
It squeals when you get a banana.
Did it?
Yeah, but it's better if you get too many bananas.
Give me a sec. I'll see if I can. Feel like I need to hear this.
No.
Try and like fill your inventory. Oh, an apple. It does work.
That's not Millie, is it?
Might
It's not milling.
might need to play with a few settings for me to be able to hear it. Not loud enough, but I'm gonna trust that chat heard it.
We shouldn't be destroying then.
The shop does nothing other than take your apples, I think. Right. So then I can come up to here. Oh, we don't have prompts installed. Uh-oh.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Ah, that's a lot of noise.
Something broke.
Can you hear that noise as well, Ed?
I heard a but I can't do anything with my things.
No, I don't know how this part works.
Yeah, that's broken.
Ah.
Feed the machine. Cool. Okay, let's go back. Right, so I want to work out what the error was. I trying to do some maths on something I wasn't allowed to do maths on.
Right, I needed to do that instead. Being silly.
Whoops. That's not right.
Just watching me like spinning in that blender thing now. It's pretty funny.
It looked pretty funny. Right, okay, I fixed my thing. I tried to do maths on a function name. Okay. Cool.
Does that mean we're previewing again, or?
I mean, unless you had more stuff to fix. A force preview straight away.
No, I'm alright to preview.
Okay, so I'm going to have a quick look. Then what I need to do probably next is just get in some logic around, because the time of day script that comes with the events game lets you hook into like when the day starts and when the evening starts and that sort of thing. So I'll probably do that. Like have some system on the user that's going to try and hurt you kind of when it gets to night time.
Oh, we all hold the bananas and the apples. Oops.
Oh wait, I know what.
Oh, there's loads of wooden balls coming out now.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Spamming it. Okay, I know what's happening. I'm checking if I've got the item, and then I'm saying, yeah, items are positive, but I'm never actually checking. I'm never actually removing the item.
Oh, right.
So I've just been spamming interactive here. Yeah, feed the machine.
Planks. There's about 1 billion planks coming out.
Nice.
Made of Maltesers.
The saw machine doesn't know what's hit it. Look at the furnace door. Nom nom nom. Feed the machine. Cool. Okay. That's oh, I love game development. Okay, I think the machine's fed. Let's go back. Okay, I got a few things I'll sort out, and we can do a preview in a little bit. Make the adjustment here, so we need to remove one of these from the player.
Someone said I'm back in my OG ninja skin. They pay more attention to what I'm wearing than I do.
Yeah, it's pretty OG.
It is probably the best one though, so I'll stick with it.
Okay, so that should remove one from the player that's wanted.
Shall I make these kind of more relevant things? These items, cogs and whatever.
Yeah, like I guess just mechanical revolution stuff. They're like cogs, nuts and bolts, like just various stuff. Okay. So now let's have a look at player or the user logic. So would this injuring the player over time at night, should that be on the player or the user? Probably on the player. That's where the health stuff is. Yeah.
Yes, player.
That's where the health stuff is. It isn't actually there. So let's install the health package.
Are you playing on Stadia? Says Swamp.
Swamp.
Or are you on PC?
No, I'm on PC mainly because it works just a bit better with my setup for streaming. But most of the week, actually, when I'm just kind of working in general, not on stream, I am using Stadia because it's a little bit more convenient for me.
It's a nice sound there, and then I need a bad sound.
Red to think.
No, they are actually nice sounds. It's not going to be an alien beast scream anymore.
Not the creepy chuckle. Yes, I know you love the creepy chuckle.
Oh, no, that's the emote though.
Yeah.
It's even more scary. Okay, give me a mechanical revolution mesh. Give me a cog thing. How big's that? Okay, that's a good size.
There's a coal pile, might be pretty good. Frog. Ore pile. Sandwiches. Chucking sandwiches in the machine.
Sandwiches. It needs feeding. It's hungry. Yeah, I might do grog. That's a fun one. Grog.
Okay, player temperatures. So probably just be a constant schedule on the player, checking flag as whether it's day or not. What does the time of day script have? Function is daytime. Okay, so I can use that on the users when they spawn. If they spawn during the night, need to know.
No, it's still called banana. No. So I've got cog and grog. Probably
and
need
grog.
something that doesn't rhyme. Collectible sack. And one more, I'm thinking. Could be. What do you think? I could do the ore pile.
Yeah, and there's the coal pile as well, like just piles of stuff. There's like the fabric roll. I'm trying to think of all like the ingredients.
Yeah, the linen roll's quite cool.
Might seem a bit odd. Maybe springs.
Feed into a machine, yeah.
Springs, nuts, bolts.
Yeah.
They're not very burnable, although no, there's a cog. So.
Well, they're feeding the machine that gives us the wooden balls that we burn.
Oh, yeah.
They all
makes sense
turn
now.
into wood.
They all turn into wood.
Of course.
So,
I was being silly.
I think we've yeah. That's the point of realism.
Okay, I think I'll just do coal for now. Coal, cog, grog, and sack.
Say that again fast.
It could be dangerous on a stream. And
It could be dangerous. Okay, so it's daytime. If not daytime, then we hurt the player.
wait, Ed, why have you got loads of campfire logs that are children of island?
They are there for when it comes to nighttime. That there'll be some lights that you can go, ooh.
Oh, okay.
Nothing else. Just an ooh.
Yeah, it's just a new.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But why are they children of island?
I don't know why the children of Ireland. I just put them somewhere.
Oh, okay.
They can all be moved afterwards.
I'll put them
I
on
didn't
the
want-
campfires.
Yeah, that sounds good. They were originally under each individual building, but that was a pain in the butt to deal with. So
Just trying to
Right.
find Russ's
It's
silly
not-
logic at the moment.
My silly logic?
Yeah, where have you got the templates so I can add more?
The machine deposit trigger. The trigger that's on the hopper.
Oh, I see. Cog, grog, coal, and sack.
A trigger space.
D-Bomb's just joined us, not knowing what the game is, but that's okay because we've been here the whole time and we don't know what the game is, so.
making
get-
things
we
up
get
as
it.
we go.
How you roll.
Very tired. Okay. Let's add an effect when you pick this up.
Why is this not doing what it should be doing?
Didn't Sean make a really nice? What was that package you made about like displaying where you are? Got the
Oh yeah,
that gives you the information. What did he call that?
I don't know, it'd be NUI something, won't it?
That's a very good point. NUI location, I'm guessing. I want to add that when you get back to base. Really nice.
Don't know if anyone noticed, but we recently got the usernames of package creators in the community tab.
We did. I think it only applies going forwards. I don't think it's like
No?
retrospectively updated.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah. Yep. You might not see it on some, and they're the creator packages.
Ah, that's probably what I see here. If I get
Yeah.
NUI, I see. Oh yeah, the macchina. Okay, so I just need to do my trigger and script.
It's things in the background looking cool. That's very white fog.
Yeah, I hadn't really done much with it, so feel free to have.
Really too dark now.
You can tell you're in a game with Ed, because there's a voxel mesh at the top of the tree called Cheese Collision.
Ah, yeah.
That's me. I ought to fill it with cheese. Here we go. No, yeah, there we go.
That might be a bit grey, actually.
Fine. Yummy cheese.
Okay, so that. So time of day script is going to determine when the day starts. Day check interval every minute. No, check every 5 seconds. The morning is at 6. The evening is at 6. It's quite an old script actually. Cause still doing like send event to listeners rather than have events up here. So let's do that.
So I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan of invisible walls, but when we're pressed for time and we're just trying to get things done, then I'll make a big cheese wall around things.
Yeah, I mean sometimes it's the best way to just be safe.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, I can see the cheese appearing.
You never thought you'd say that sentence, did you?
Not the cheese.
Once I saw what you do in the editor, yeah. Pretty likely.
It's an everyday event now.
So we're not doing the orbit cam thing. We don't want to.
No, not
Okay.
now anyway.
Did I break that with my buildings? I'm sorry.
No, you just
Yes,
made it.
battered.
You just made it a lot harder.
That'll make him feel better. Where do I put these? Right, item spawn pos. I'm going to place some item spawns. Can I put them in the buildings and stuff now, Ed?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they're there for. Like I say, they haven't been QA'd. They should all be accessible. There should be staircases leading to every place, but I've put them at weird angles, so things could break. We will just have to play it and see.
Why on earth have we not QA'd this, Ed?
I don't know.
Why haven't we had the full QA team on it?
It's terrible, isn't it?
Imagine if we brought them in every stream. It's like, right, QA, test this
Come on.
for us. Hurry up.
Every stream would be like 10 hours long.
QA, I made a banana, and when you pick it up, it sometimes sounds like a cat or a scream. Can you test it, please? What's it in your test plan? Oh, it's foggy down here. I can't see a thing.
Is that just around your house, or actually in the game?
Yeah. I just went under my desk to grab something, and it's so foggy. Can't see.
You need to lower your fall off.
Oh yeah,
Get it beneath the floor. You'll be fine.
in real life.
I've only been watching my own screen, and I realised that we've been talking about cheese walls. I don't know if the cheese walls have actually appeared on the stream.
Not yet.
So
I've seen
everyone's going to be like, what are they on about? Talking about cheese.
Everyone does cheese wall tricks, right? Cheese, grommet.
Easy peas.
Very shiny cheese.
Is yours not?
Not anymore, it's invisible.
Depends how fake and plastic it is.
Yeah.
Like that burger cheese that you get.
Yeah, the little slices in plastic wrap.
I wonder if some of the buildings from the city buildings package, like intermixed with these ones, would look quite good.
It probably would, yeah.
Like worth a quick look. Right. Shall we have a preview? Are we at a point where we think we could preview?
Yeah, I'm still placing the spawns, but don't have to place them all. So whenever you're ready.
Yeah, you good, Ed?
Yep, I'm fine.
Let's go. Okay, so I think
Base, you are safe here. Nice.
oh
I
something
don't want to leave.
something broke, but I think in general it'll work.
Error. Item and inventory save slot can't be found. What's all that about?
What are you trying to do?
Oh. Play effect called with no particle effect. Really?
I got grog. And look, grog looks like a hammer, apparently.
Wait, did I drag the hammer in accidentally?
And it's got no grip, so it's like floating in my hand.
Oh, okay.
Coal isn't whipped. Is that correct?
I don't. None of them should be equipped.
That. Wait. That... Oh, I think each time we're getting 2 of each item because each time we pick it up and then equip it, as you equip it, you're obviously then picking up a second one or something. That's twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just flick back and forth on your inventory, you can just fill your inventory up. Oh wait, and now I have coal in my hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I seem to have done that thing where my mouse is unlocked and I can't lock it. Aha, no, I've locked it. Wait, if you die, you don't come back. Is that correct?
If you die, you don't come back.
So I can't drop things in the hopper.
You can.
Can if I've got, yeah, if I equip item slot number 1, it worked.
You have to, so, well, you don't have to pick this thing. I just managed to put all my items in. There's a bunch of logs going through. I need to think about a better way of doing this door, I think. I should just stagger, actually, shouldn't I? I shouldn't let you just spam stuff. It should, like, queue them up. I mean, this is pretty good progress, I'd say, for an evening. Yeah. You know, I think we've kind of hit a point where we've got pretty cool mechanics. Right, let's go back. Try and clean up a few things and then start calling that there. So yeah, a bunch of errors from my production line. Player temperature script had a couple of issues. Line 22. Set to call local is daytime. Oh wait, yeah. Why have I called that? Up it.
So why didn't one of these play an effect? Oh, why has that not got a pickup effect? That's weird. Did I? Oh, I don't know why I did that. Okay. Okay, that's that. So you reckon when things are equipped, you pick them up again?
Yeah, so I had like coal and a sack or something on my hotbar, and then I just started like mashing like 2 and 3 on the keyboard and like equipping them, and it just filled the rest of my stack up. So it's like it kept re-triggering the pickup.
Okay, I'll deal with that. Is it the inventory view script that handles you holding stuff? Yes, grip.
Yeah.
Guess I should probably just give everything a carry grip. Put a big light on these things actually.
That's weird. Not letting me erode upwards.
Oh no.
Weird. Get them out tomorrow. Like it's not letting me erode up from the original point I start eroding from.
What?
On window now is a kind of an aesthetic check. I think that look quite cool, like factory kind of windows.
Mm.
And I guess above this we could build it up to be some, like, I'm imagining like the eye of Sauron. It's kind of like a big tower like that, but we probably don't need it to be that big. This is looking really nice, Ed. This sort of the natural side of this.
Cool. Yeah, I hope it's working.
Guess we could start decorating the skyscrapers as well with like office stuff, or even like production lines themselves that are all like decrepit and broken.
Yeah, absolutely. That could be really cool.
Lots of icicles.
Ooh, we've got the icicles from the Winter's Edge thing,
Yep.
don't we? Yeah.
But I'm thinking, although we didn't call it that, we called it what do we call it? Like no, what are they called?
Stalactites are the ones that come down.
Isn't that what we called it in? Oh no, we did call it icicle. I just cannot spell icicle apparently. Yeah, so we can do some fun stuff with like big icicles hanging off. Well, I'll tell you what I did want to do. I was wondering about using a bunch of the Tesla lightning effects.
Ooh, that would be good.
Like in the fog?
Would that work?
I was wondering at what point would you see the like blue flashes, not the lightning?
When it turns to night and you see that stuff happening, it just brings so much life to it.
Trying to think, like, you know, make it look like some sort of electrical storm underneath there. Something to think about. Right, we're getting short on time here. We're coming up to the close. Is there anything you guys wanted to just test again? Have you kind of wrapped up any issues there before we get this one out? I think I've got my stuff working now.
Yeah, mine should be working better, so you can't kind of switch items and give yourself more duplicates of the item, and they should all play the effects.
Oh,
I can poke at the visuals until the end of time, but I'm pretty happy with how this looks.
okay, let's have a quick.
We've done pretty good. Yeah.
Have you still got a full inventory, by the way? Do you want me to reset it?
No, I deposited all my stuff.
Oh, can we do that now? Fancy.
Oh, lots of errors. Oh, what's going on?
Lots of errors.
At one cog got 2.
Oh, errors on machine deposit script. You got 2 cogs?
Yeah, just on picking up 1.
Why?
Into a carry. I've gone into a carry pose, but I'm not actually carrying anything.
It doesn't make sense, Ed.
I'll pretend it's not happening then, but it is.
Well, it isn't.
So I ran over coal, picked up 2 coals, but I'm not in any grip. I equip slot 2, slot 1, slot 2, slot 1. Okay, so that's not giving me any grip, but it's not duplicating it.
It is for me. If I do 4, 5, 4, 5, it's just duplicating everything.
Oh wait, I know what's wrong with the show location script. You haven't set the trigger to players only.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I just managed to duplicate as well. I think it's if you switch between 2 different items, like I was doing a grog and a coal, and the grog's still got a hammer icon.
Oh, the cook's still a hammer. Damn it!
Correct. So
Grog is hammer for some reason.
plays only.
I don't know how you can be getting 2 of something. It doesn't make any sense. Was it by switching again?
Yeah.
No, I just ran over my inventory was empty. I ran over a cog and suddenly had 2 cogs. Worth testing.
Unless it's spawning 2 in the same place, but it shouldn't be able to.
Oh, that's true. It could have done, I suppose.
Shouldn't be. Oh, I could do another check.
Things are the wrong way around.
Okay, there's another check in there. Don't really know why the collectible cog template is upset. Can you see why, Russ?
Let's have a look. Collectible cog.
It's red, but I don't know why.
Is
It
it?
looks fine.
Not red for me.
Oh, it's red for me.
Fine for me.
Oh, okay.
Let's just ignore
Guess
it.
we'll accept
Sure,
it.
it's fine. Okay, I've just fixed a couple of bits.
Oh, is collectible coal not coming from collectible cog? Ah. Damn it. Okay, I need to get rid of sack and coal and do them again. They're not inheriting properly.
So that's probably thrown a few things out. Ah, yeah. Clear those from me.
No, you don't need to clear them
Oh,
because I'll be making them again.
I just did anyway.
Do you want to undo so we have the red things and we can see where to put them?
Boop, boop. They're back.
Collectible sack, and then we go sack there, sack there, call it a sack. Unit template, collectible sack.
I feel like we're definitely going to need to make this like bigger. But I think we've got definitely room to make it bigger. How are we looking on performance? I think we're 7% of our entities, so there's definitely space for more entities. Voxel collision complexity is 2%.
I don't think we can ever reach that collision complexity. It can go very high.
I think we could definitely look to push this world out a bit. Which should be good.
To be Frado.
Are those are they ready now?
They are. Do you want to do machine deposit
Oh.
and I'll do the item spawner?
Done.
Okay, mine's done.
Okay, ready, Ed?
I think so. Some of the staircases and the buildings weren't connecting correctly, but I think I've sorted it now.
Cool.
So
Good
yeah,
check.
go for it.
Uh-oh.
Why aren't we spawning?
Why aren't we spawning? Invent something is broken on.
A written callback get saved data from inventory script. Two components have been found with the same name inventory script. What? How?
I've ended up with 2 inventory scripts. What have you
How
done?
does that work? I did nothing. Why have we got user inventory?
Oh, sorry. That's me. I meant to put notifications, but
Oh.
there we go.
Close enough.
That's my bad. Hey, I've got. Oh,
I'm dying. Why am I dying?
Get into the safe.
Feed the machine.
Get into the safe area. Items are posited by user.
User.
Right, I need to give you health back. Okay. No, I can work.
I'm not depositing anything.
You should be.
Pressing E.
Look up a bit. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there's
There
a
we go.
trigger that I guess you were inside of.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool. Feed the machine.
Oh.
All teasers go.
Oh, okay. I think I've definitely messed something up because they just come out at like a weird angle. That's pretty funny. And then
I died.
You died?
Yes.
yeah,
Is there death in this game?
yeah. If you go outside, you've not been listening.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Have you paid any attention to Russ's very clear plan for this game?
I've just been building stuff. And I was apparently just killed by myself.
Oh yeah, we need respawns and all sorts. Oh, okay. Well, I think we can probably. Yeah, there's a lot to do. This is never obviously going to get published now, but I think we've got a decent chunk of work to do on a future stream. So we'll probably leave that one there, I think.
That was really fun.
That was fun.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool game. Like, there's a lot we can do, but again, kind of justice to how much we can do in that's like 2 hours work.
Yep.
That's a lot of custom stuff we've done, so yeah, really quite cool. All right, well, thanks for joining in, guys. And yeah, I guess I'll catch up with you guys later.
Cool.
Okay,
Thank you
have
very
fun.
much. See you soon, everyone.
See you guys.
Cool. Okay. Well, thanks for kind of joining in this evening. It's been a really fun. It's been a while since we did one of these sort of just general game jam, kind of game dev, throwing ideas together streams. It's always really good fun. So obviously we'll look to return to this idea at some point. Hopefully pretty soon. We'll have to see. We've got some plans already for next week with some stuff, so it'll be kind of in a couple of weeks plus maybe. But yeah, let us know in Discord what you thought. If there's any ideas for the game itself. It's always quite fun to build these things with the community alongside us. So if you haven't already, do make sure you follow and subscribe. So you can follow us on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram. That's at Crayta Game on both of those platforms. So lots of fun, exciting things that you can find out across those channels. And as always, join us on Discord, discord.gg/Crayta, which is a really great place to keep up with kind of all the community and all the various people that you kind of want to hang out with. You want to kind of ask questions, want to do stuff. The devs were always over on Discord, doing our best to answer all the questions that we have. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff there. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, where AJ is going to be playing through a bunch of games that have been updated since the update with the XP activities. So yeah, do make sure you tune in there. It'd be a great chance to kind of grind out some XP towards the battle pass. As we'll be back tomorrow at 7 PM BST. In the meantime, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.